You can also create a seamless pattern in Painter. And what I mean by seamless is if you've ever created a pattern where you have to match up the edges, it's actually can be very tedious to do in either Photoshop or Illustrator, but Painter makes it very easy. So I'm going to show you the pattern that we're going to make for something simpler. Okay, so this right here, let me first show you what it does. We'll make it a little bit bigger. To the left, I have a seamless pattern created. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Just to show you an example of this seamless pattern. Ooh, that's a little small. Let's go back up to around 100%. Okay, now as you can see, it's seamless. All the seams match up. This would be very difficult to do in any other program. I'm going to show you the steps that I did. It's actually just 1 or 2 steps. So we're going to, again, create a new document, and we'll create it at about 5 by 5. All right, so I'm going to pick a blue pink. Oh, I don't want that. I want current color. Okay. And I'm actually going to draw it directly on the canvas for this. I will pick my pen tool, which is right here. I like the Croquill pen, again, and I'm using it pretty much. Actually, I think the default is not bleed at 0. I put the bleed down to 0. And I'm going to explain brush stuff in the second half, so hold on to your brush questions because I know this part is probably a little bit confusing. So in the pattern library, in the pattern, the pattern panel, I'm sorry, there is an option called Define Pattern. Now this is going to get a little bit confusing because I don't know why. If Tanya, if I could make a request to rename this, because Define Pattern really is not what it does. It's really a magic wrapping tool. I think it should be called Wrap Pattern or Wrapalicious or Wraparama, something along those lines.
Okay, good suggestion. I'll bring it back.
You know, Define Pattern is just really not, and plus it's confusing. A mnemonic device that I use to remember is Capture Pattern. Is when you want to actually create the pattern. So that's the end of the process. You create the pattern. Remember the C's, capture, create. Define Pattern is the magic wrapping tool. So I have to zoom out a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. I'll pick a darker pink color and make my brush a little bit bigger. And let's draw a little flower. I really like flowers. I know the men in the audience are probably like, oh, I don't have Define Pattern on. Define Pattern. Okay. Now as you can see, as I draw, it is wrapping to the other side. And I'm not going to have you guys watch me draw flowers all day, even though that's really, if I had my choice, I would just draw flowers all day. But this is more intuitive to me than making a pattern and then trying to seamlessly sort of match it up, because it's, especially with patterns, like I tend to like organic patterns. I don't like really rigid patterns. So yeah, this to me is just a little bit more organic. So I hope everyone can see that. It's every time I draw, it wraps to the side automatically.